Hello, everyone. Wow, I thought I changed all these settings. All these settings are out of whack. Let's go to that. I like that wallpaper better. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday night live stream. It's going to be some chill and ForgeCraft. Mr. TTFT Cuts, how are you doing this evening?
I'm okay, thank you.
I have coffee, of course.
2 a.m.
Actually, I drink coffee at 2 a.m. I'm defective. Actually, a lot of what I drink is expensive decaf, so. Yeah, let's see. We got Twisted Faith. We got Prospector. Of course, Mr. Cuts is lurking. I'm just gonna ease the music volume down a little bit. There we go. I see two friends waiting for me down on the ground. Let's swap to in-game. Wait a minute. Let's check what the heck in-game footage is set to right now. Yep, thought so. Whee! There we go. How's everyone doing? Busted wearing my blue baseball tee? What? Oh, no, Stephen Burns, this isn't a baseball tee. Believe it or not, this is actually a shirt that my wife got for a software dev that came to her office, her last job that she had. Software dev came to her office and started handing out t-shirts for some accounting software called Connects or something. Whee. Come hither, young zombie. Give me your shovel. Hey.
No, not like that.
Not like what?
I don't put it that way. Smack.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I've got company.
You have quite the crowd. I'm just sitting over here watching all this chaos. Oh hey, one's actually coming for me. Yeah, good luck with that. Wow. Oh, two of them are coming for me. The one with the armor's decided to not bother with me and it's coming after me instead.
So many zombies. Fighters. Okay, Mr. Skeleton. There you go.
One behind you.
Another what?
Oh, no,
a zombie?
Nah, I thought it was a skeleton, but it's just a zombie in chainmail. Lit up. It's adorable. Two of them can reach me.
I'm getting so much will off of this sword. If everybody remembers where we left off last week, we were getting into the very beginnings of blood magic, the new blood magic. Wow, you need to die. I also need to get sharpness on this sword. Woo. Oh, more. Hi, guys. Critical hit.
Oh yeah, they just keep wandering out the fire. Oh, creeper, look out.
Oh, that creeper, yep. Come here. That sweep attack. There we go.
Looks like there's another one behind you as well.
Let's see if I can lure this goofball creeper out into the water. Come here. Yep, come here. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Right like that. There we go. This gonna work? Maybe, I don't know. It was the last job I had in Austin. Oh, that's right. Okay, it wasn't in Austin, it was in Houston. Yep. Whoops, I don't think that hit. Oh, hi, Mr. Skeleton. Aw. Come on. Sucks being on fire, doesn't it? What's that? Stop shooting yourself. I saw a spider here a second ago. There's a flaming arrow. Okay, I need to eat real quick before I get my butt shot off. There's also an insulated mug that has since died and a couple other things, yeah. Oh my gosh. Whoop. Lag spike. Jump shot? No. Jump shot. Oh.
Got rid of the creepers.
Yay. Okay. So much
damaged. Repair it soon.
Do what?
I'm going to need to actually repair this thing soon. It's quite damaged.
Let's see. Okay. That still seems loudish. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. So, cut the commentary. Creeper, watch out. Okay. We were starting off.
I didn't want a hole in the lawn.
Yeah, no kidding. Especially since I lost about half my stock of supplies for roots from the exact same situation. Get that and put it off. Into our inventory. So we actually started off on blood magic last week. I wanted to delve into it at least a little bit, but we're also moving into the house. Cuts is working on the chalet. La la. And, yeah. Don't want unsightly craters. Exactly. So, getting started in blood magic, there's actually a couple of things that I really want to get into. First things first is I really want to build an alchemical table, but I can't do that until I've actually built at least a blood altar. Okay, so I need 2 of those, 1 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, and 1 of these. Gonna make a blood altar. So there's several different ways. Sure, why not? To actually deal with getting the supplies that you actually need initially in blood magic. One of the first things you do is you make a rudimentary snare, and this gives you do this recipe and it gives you 4 of them, and you start tossing that at mobs and just killing them with a normal weapon, and eventually they will drop stuff like this, demonic will. Now, once you start getting into that, you make a tartaric gem, which lets you, instead of getting these zillions of these drops, it just goes directly into this. As you can see now, this has a will quality of 44.04. I think it caps out at 50. This thing has a will quality of 1. So, now another thing you can do, once you get enough will, you make a sentient sword, which is actually used in this thing called a Hellfire Forge. And it's just an iron sword and an actual empty tartaric gem. You put another one right here, it makes the sword. What this will let you do is, instead of using the snares, anything you kill with this gives you the will, the monster's will as a drop. Contains raw will. But
There's
another way you do what?
There's also a bow.
Yes, there is also a bow. I haven't even gotten close to that point yet. But here's one thing that a lot of people do what?
I think it's basically the same. Oh no, it's lesser, not petty. Never mind.
Yeah, it's 1 step up, I think. But basically, one thing that a lot of people forget is that once you get the tartaric gem, you don't actually have to carry it around. If I just do this, suddenly I don't have a tartaric gem for the will to go into. Anything I kill with the sword will still drop me 1 of these. It's not that hard. So, like, for example, you need 1 of those to actually do the blood altar. I used all my snares already, and I don't want to make more. So, there you go. It's nice and easy. Hey, Jedka, what's going on? I didn't see you sneak in. I'm curious. Give me just a second here, folks.
Doors.
That is...
The doors that are available Like, the ones of the right color are either way in forestry's various trees, or they don't have windows in them. It's like, yeah, okay, great, wonderful. I'd like to see outside because it's still a question of safety.
Yep, not gonna say that, Chato. Google Translate's my friend. You've been banned. I think I didn't get the message.
What's that one? Pine. Maybe that's doable. That'd be okay.
Okay.
Walnut would probably be good, but
if Chato said anything else, we can ban him. What are you going through?
Doors.
What about them?
The doors that are the right color they don't have any windows in them, so you can't see out in case there's anything outside, and you don't want to let a creeper in or something.
I'm effectively indestructible.
Yeah, but the house isn't.
Well, I mean, are we going to get creepers on the outside porch if we light it up right?
I mean, we shouldn't, but shouldn't.
I think you're obsessing a tad bit too much, especially considering you can usually see them, let me think, on radar when you actually have Journey Map turned on. I don't have it turned on right now because I don't need it turned on. Hey, Sean Britton, what's going on? Actually, you just got here. We just started. We're only 15 minutes in. Also, hi, Preach. What's going on? And hey, Shadow Gengar. Okay, so I think I forgot what I need for my first orb diamond. I didn't bring a diamond over. Gotta go get one. I have to go back to the land of frame rate horribleness. Everybody brace yourself. Frame rate is going to get cut in half. Actually, it seems less bad when I have Journey Map turned off, and that's probably not a good thing. Probably need to talk to Tech Brew about that. Whoa! Okay.
Well, I mean, it's a thing. It still has to render stuff, so it's going to add some overhead no matter what you do.
Yeah, it seems like it... I was about to say it seems like it renders a lot, but then I just relocated 10 feet backwards, so maybe it's not Journey Map.
Well, Journey Map will be another one of the kind of factors. It costs more than nothing, so it's going to make it worse no matter what you do.
Yeah, but the issue is how much worse. And I thought maybe it was bigger than it actually turns out it is. So, one of them things.
I don't think it's particularly bad.
My first time ever, says Sean Britton. Okay, so we got to get that.
It would be a lot less bad if you turned off the mobs.
Do what?
I bet the mobs are a big part of it. Having that on, rendering the locations of all of them would make it a lot slower compared to not. I mean, in the grand theme, grand scheme of things, it won't be that much compared to other stuff, but...
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Hang on a sec. I'm curious. Let's just test. I'm going to turn off... Okay, I have headings turned off. Animals, mobs, villagers. Heck, I'll turn off players. Let's turn all of that off and see what happens. I mean, here, I've got 60 FPS. It's locked at 60, so I'm not going to see anything here. But yeah. Okay, what the heck was I doing? Oh, right, we were actually going to... I'm going to put that there. Before I start using this sacrificial dagger, I want to make an incense altar. I can't do that. Okay, we're going to have to do this the hard way. Hang on a sec. Let's pull this out. Guess who has increased regen because of my armor? Yep.
Yeah, that kind of cheeses out a bit.
That's the point, Cuts.
Oh, yeah, I know. Last time that happened, they got all annoyed.
Oh, also I have a regen staff from Roots. So yes, I'm cheating. I'm cheating the best way I know how, within the rules.
Yeah, legitimately. Completely.
I'm cheating legitimately.
I don't know what to do about the cross beams up here either. Because, the part around the teleport has differently spaced columns, so I can't just put them across the top. I could do them lengthways, but then they're preposterously long.
How much does it cost? 2,000 LP. I don't know if I have that in there. Whoosh. I'm going to throw that in there and find out. It's dark. It's getting dark. Crap. Well, let's top off food and hope we finish this before the monsters come. We can't do that, Stephen Burns. Those don't exist anymore. Stephen Burns says, girlfriend said it'd be awesome if you and Cut set up an 8,000 block hamster tunnel, thermal dynamics from old base to new base. We can't do that. Thermal dynamics is not a thing yet. I don't know if it will be. Whoop, there we go.
It's not currently on the version.
Yeah. I thought I heard that they'd updated to 1.89, like test builds or something, but I'm not sure if that's true. I don't know. I haven't checked.
Well, I can tell you that King Lemming's been getting a bit more enthusiastic about modding lately.
That's always a good thing. Okay.
Yeah, not so much. I don't know exactly how much of that's actually going to be Minecraft modding, but he's certainly going to be modding in general.
That's a whole nother issue. Okay, so we finally actually have, well, first things first, we have our blood orb, but I'm gonna go sleep. Don't want creeper holes in my new project. Let's see. Hey, Raven's Path, what's going on? And I am having a good day. Thank you. Isn't that what Soren does? Cheat legitimately? Actually, no. Soren finds bugs and exploits. He's good at it, though. I'm not going to knock him for it. He has a knack for finding loopholes in the system, like, that aren't supposed to be there. I'm just getting a feature that is intended for one mod and spinning it into another mod. That's not that big a deal. And I'm not going to knock... Do what?
Invaluable to have on a test server, finding all the issues.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing I was about to say. I'm not going to knock Soren for what he does too much because he's really good at finding stuff that isn't supposed to exist or isn't supposed to work that way or some weird bug that gives you free items. He has a knack for it. He's really good at that kind of thing, you know?
Temma's even better, but Temma keeps quiet about it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Temma doesn't report them. Now, usually...
Temma is so good at finding exploits.
Usually Soren reports them eventually. Turnaround time on that kind of depends sometimes. Oh, see you later, Prospector. Ewan, how do you get mods? It kind of depends. If you're not familiar with getting mods in modded Minecraft, I'd say start off with a mod pack. Like, go to curse.com and load up the curse launcher, and there's tons of public packs that you can get there that is a good starting point.
I'd like to point out that this is specifically the PC version. There are no mods for others.
Yep, exactly.
There happen to be other versions.
Okay, I'm going to get 3 of those. I want to make some stuff. We're going to get that. Put this right here. I think I forgot. Oh, yeah, the other 2 gold ingots. We go those 2 there. This gets put at the bottom, and we have an alchemical table. And here's the fun part. I can't remember. Oh, never mind. Okay, I can remember what the orientation is. Now, put those back. And I also want to make an incense altar. I have no charcoal.
Good thing we got short on wood.
Minecraft. Oh, Minecraft. Oh, there we go. Okay. It decided to let me turn. Let's get that. Gonna get 8 of those. And plonk that down there. Actually, I don't like that there. Right there.
No, I don't think those are too long. want to break up the front one, though, in the same way.
Get some more delicious wood. Awesome. Put that away. Okay, so I get one of these. We're going to go make. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to turn this stone into cobblestone. And then we're going to do... Bum-ba-dum. This thing automatically lights up. I stand in it for a second. I don't know if you noticed. The sacrificial dagger pattern actually changed. I'm going to walk over here. Actually, let's... hang on a sec. Okay. I can't remember. We can't tell our tranquility level yet. And I go... Boom! And suddenly, my health got really low. And my armor can actually do its trick. I actually don't need that thing right now. So what this does is it gives you a certain bonus. Now, right now, I only have a tier 1 altar, which means this is only tier 1. It's seeing this little square, this 3x3 square of stone around it. And just standing next to it again, suddenly I get this bonus. As soon as the flame goes away, I am fully buffed by the actual incense altar. Do you need a mods folder? Ewan, if you just go get a public mod pack, you don't have to worry about it. Hey, Takisri, what's going on, man? Also, hi, Gamer344. Yeah, if you go get, like, the Curse Voice Launcher and just download a pack from there, it literally does everything for you. You just have to click a couple things. Oop, Berg snuck in. Who let him in?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, you wait for the embers to burn for just a second. You'll see the little flame crop up as soon as the flame disappears, and it takes a few seconds. Then that goes away. Now, we have this thing. This is the alchemical table. There's tons of stuff that you can actually do. One thing that I want to show, how what the things that the alchemy table can do by way of showing a neat thing that JEI can do. If you hover over it and hit U, that not only gives you the uses for the block in a recipe, it also gives you the uses of the block. So we have all these different things that we can make. Now, if you look right here, 4 rotten flesh and a flint plus a bucket of water gives you 4 leather. So now I can actually get some of this. Let's get this. Hey, look, I happen to have 2 flint right here. Isn't that interesting? Boop. Come over here. I'm going to put this. 1, 2, 3, 4. One of those. And we actually have to put that in here. It's going to, you see the timer fill up? This is one of the most useful things in the new blood magic, and I cannot express with words how grateful I am that Way of Time put this thing in. It is so utilitarian. It's so useful. Put that in there, put that in there, fill up the rest of the slots. It's going to do its thing. Takisri always makes me laugh. He's one of those fans that remembers me from when I started off on Resonant Rise, and I had my Baron Dreadbad gag going on. I still miss that guy. He's fun. I miss being the supervillain on a server. Okay, I don't need this right now. I don't need this. I'm going to keep this on me. I have leather. I'm actually going to turn this 8 leather into a leather tunic, specifically so that I can make... Let's see, I need 2 more flint, blank slate, bucket, and some glass. I'm actually going to... yeah, let's go back for some glass if we have a ton already. And
imagine
I need to get
these
some
filled in. The,
oh, hey.
like, imagine between here and here is filled in, because I don't have enough dirt to actually fill them in, but yeah, so like 10 by 3. Those would be the, and be 4 of those. And
so you
the
basically...
edges, the machines...
These are going to be in...
the,
these are going to be end caps, and you're going to have the machines between. Right?
Yeah,
okay.
Like that, and it would be like machines are in kind of these blocks facing outward. You can have stuff.
Yeah,
whatever.
Mr. Cuts has a specific idea for what he wants to do for the machine room, and I think it's going to be cool. Cuts, I'm not sure we're going to have this many machines.
Well, that's okay. A lot of the other stuff can be in for decoration or whatever.
Actually,
it's space to expand should we need to parallelize.
Right.
Always good.
That's true. We could always do like one of these is all just vanilla furnaces, or maybe we could find some furnace heaters. I'll investigate that here in a little bit. I think there is a furnace heater somewhere in the pack. I just got to remember what mod has it.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. And then they'd have like a kind of thin veneer on the top of bits to make it like a kind of counter area. And then there'd be the drawers above and kind of reach.
Isaac Grunberg, thank you very, very much for subscribing. I'm going to grab a whole stack of these things.
The alternative is instead making them 10 by 5 and having one on each side, which might look better. That would allow us to also have some space around the edges as well for any additional things.
Part of me thinks that would be easier to navigate, but it would have a lot of dead space in the middle.
Yeah, but the other thing is the idea then you could have the drawers be 3 deep to have stuff between them, and they would be one set back from the actual edge of the counter. I don't know. I'm trying to think of which would look better.
It is your master plan. You tell me.
I'll test it out later.
Okay. I want to make a thing. The next what?
The next floor, rather than the
yeah, exactly. I want to make this wonderful thing called a blood letters pack. It's very cool. It's very useful for early, even into mid blood magic. I need to first get just a stone. I've already got my loaded up sacrificial dagger. I'm gonna probably chop that thing off. I'm gonna put that in there, and it's gonna turn into a slate, and I will pull it out. Baron Dread Nugget. What? Yeah, speaking of Coop Street Mafia, I need to see if I can figure out a way to send a bribe to a certain Mr. Aichun. That may or may not work. Yeah.
Well, I imagine it'll be quite busy at the moment.
Yep, that is the problem. I just need one of his mods updated. Kyle Robertson, thank you very much for subscribing. Boom!
I was really looking and hoping that there was an up-to-date version of Picture-in-Picture, because it would have been so useful for this.
Yep, actually, I was one of the very, very first beta testers for Aichun for Picture-in-Picture. Super nice guy. I really like Aichun. He's hilarious. I play this game periodically with him where he'll tweet something out and I will randomly, not to me, but I will randomly reply and I will say Starbucks, or I'll say, coffee shop or whatever. And he'll just reply with yes or no, as if he is actually sitting there in a coffee shop at the time when he said that tweet. I tell you what, I have a remarkably high accuracy ratio on that. It's funny.
Well, I mean, what can I say? Coffee.
Yeah. Even across Twitter, I can smell coffee. Oh, let's see. Shane McGrail. That is almost like an Indiana Jones level of cool name. Is the Alchemy table new to... It is. Yeah, it is a new addition to Blood Magic. I like it. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. I'll go back and show you. Hang on a sec.
It's a kind of evolution of the old Alchemy set you could do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, Cuts is right. Basically, it's an evolution of the Alchemy brewing. What was it called? The brewing... Not the brewing stand. It was the alchemical...
I can't remember.
Exactly. Exactly.
Whatever that thing was.
Yeah, it is an evolution, a step up of that, and I really do love it. You can do so much stuff with it. 1 wheat and 1 sugar equals 1 bread, and normally I think it is 3 wheat to bread. So
but with depending on the flour.
Oh, exactly.
1-to-1 in this.
Well, this is kind of it's useful standalone. Like, for example, dirt plus bone meal plus seeds equals a grass block, and it's actually very cool to be able to get a grass block without having to bother with Silk Touch. Now, technically, we can do that with not enough wands, but still, on its own, it's actually a very cool feature. Yeah, be careful about all caps, Ewan.
Oh, I still love the time where before people learn to not just say hi directly to me. Because they just say hi and then do tab complete on my name and then get timed out for caps.
Oh, yeah. I probably should turn off the all caps thing, but
Like since then, Twitch especially, it happened there a lot, has got a lot more lenient about working that out from names that are in the chat, I think.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious when it happened first time.
Well, this is just straight up Nightbot. Nightbot don't care. And yeah. Oh, that was a link. Okay, that's why they got erased. Yeah, if you guys look, a bucket of water and a bucket of lava equals quick obsidian. I love that. Hardened clay. You can turn back into clay blocks. That is awesome. There's lots of stuff you can make. Like you can make your own gunpowder if you want to. Out of like charcoal. That is plant oil. All sorts of great stuff. Coal sand. Iron sand. I don't even know what. Oh, that's ore doubling. Yeah. So you can do basic cutting fluid, 16 uses remaining. And you can actually use this as an ore doubling method, which I think is fascinating. You can get a higher yield on your redstone if you silk touch the redstone block. Yeah, there's tons of great stuff you can do with this. Neurotoxin. I don't even know what you can do with that. Antiseptic. Oh, that's interesting. Sigilception. Sigil of holding. Tons of stuff. That's a bug, I think. Silver. Yeah, it's a bug. Okay. I'm going to report that to Way. Anyway. So I have my blank slates. I want to make a... I have the parts here. I got the parts here. Glad I made another bucket. Now here's the only downside. I'm going to have to take off my chest plate. And it's going to give up some of my increased regeneration. But basically what's happening is this thing is storing LP. And it's doing it one tick at a time safely. Now, what if I had all of my armor taken off? What would be happening is this would take me all the way down to 3 health and then stop. 3 hearts. And then every time I went up a little bit, it would tick me down to 3 hearts. So, but what this means is I can go around getting ticked and ticked and ticked. And it will store up a certain amount of blood for me. I think it stops. Can't remember if it's 5k or if it just goes all the way up to 10. Okay, goes over 5. That answers that question. Start game, creative spawn a bunny, kill it, morph into it, and never change again unless it's absolutely required. Yep, I did that as a chicken, Takeisri. I spent a whole season as a chicken, and I cannot tell you how many times I got killed by my server mates on accident.
Hey, sometimes it's hard to tell when there's no name tag.
Yeah, well, exactly. Once you morph, the name tag doesn't stay. So, yeah. So that's when we had hats on also. So I put the sunglasses on. So it was a chicken wearing sunglasses. But then some people were like, oh, it's just a chicken wearing sunglasses. That's the hats mod. Whack. So even that didn't help. Yep.
That was really funny.
I enjoyed that though. Yeah.
It was brilliant.
It was... Every floor was 1 block tall. And
that's the time when I built that giant granite tower, wizard tower. And then I remembered, I got really disillusioned because I remembered that we didn't have one of the particular ForgeCraft add-ons at the time. And it's just like, oh, because I planned the whole room about one particular thing, which I then couldn't do.
So, I have got this. Let's put this back on. Complete my Bloomin' Onion armor. I've got this Bloodletters pack now that's full 10,000 LP, which is exactly how much the altar holds, which means now I can go through and make some slates as soon as this is empty. I just right click the Bloodletters pack on this thing and it empties out from the pack straight into the altar. And it's a really nice system for doing things. I don't know if it... Yay! Yeah, okay, so it saves some. Reina Fernandez, thank you very much for subscribing. Yeah, that entire house, the whole coop was 1 block high floors, and everybody got claustrophobia going into it.
I can't remember what I kept morphing into when I came and visited you.
There was there was a while that you kept changing into a bat. I need a feather. Oh, look, a chicken. Whack. Yes. That I lost track of the number of times people killed me because they just thought I was a random chicken.
That place was dangerous when it was like, oh, I'll just come out the door being tiny and having no health, and it's just like, oh, there's a spider. It's invisible because we're on hard mode and it happened to roll invisibility on its potion effect, and now I'm dead.
Yep. I went into the Nether as a chicken. I cannot express how harrowing that was because I only had 3 hearts. Not the full list of 10. That was nasty. This reminds me, by the way, I probably want to bring another diamond back and make another blood orb because it would behoove me to have multiples. Behoove. So, I'm going to come over. Oh, right. It's sitting in my own blooming inventory. Get this thing, put that right there. We're going to let that blood absorb into the blood network.
How much an impact do you reckon would be if there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of the thingy blocks, chisel and bits?
The thingy blocks. You know I love it when you talk technical cuts.
Chisel and bits. If there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of blocks using them, how much do you think the impact would be?
According to Algo, next to nothing.
Okay. Because I'm really seriously considering using it for custom slabs.
You're mad. I mean, you're mad in a good way.
They don't come in the right color.
Do what?
They don't come in the right color. I need different slabs.
Once again, you are a slave to your color vision. You will be... One day I'll figure out how to unimpress you from your color-based overlords.
Well, I mean, you've got to also consider that it is the wrong brightness.
Yes, but even then, we're talking about slightly the wrong brightness, when you only have brightness to deal with, or pattern, you start to concern less about the right brightness. I'm just saying. Let's put that back on there and let that thing work. So, one thing I want to make, if I can find it, right there at the front, alchemical array. We need to make some arcane ashes, and we need to do it in the Hell Forge. Bone meal, redstone. Okay, I think, wait a minute, can I make that out of arcane ashes? Gotta be coal. I have to go back. Okay. Gonna get some more supplies. Oh, the silver dust issue is likely, and JEI is likely. IC2 adds silver dust, but not silver ore. Oh, okay. That's probably what that is then, Peak. Let's go. Oh, God. I can see my frames draining out. See, I'm going to get some of those. I need some of those. Now I got to remember gunpowder. Can't remember. Yep. Got tons of gunpowder. We got more downstairs too.
Ton powder.
Makes things heavier?
Pretty much.
Yeah, Cuts is building the grayscale manor on the bay. Pretty much, he's being very, very nice about, making sure it's actually interesting and appealing to me because I'm colorblind. And I think that's awesome. Berg says, wait, Cuts is insane, I'm insane, that means Vagram attracts insanity. I used to have a shirt, Berg, that said, I don't suffer from insanity, I enjoy every minute of it. I'm just saying. Yeah, see, Takisri says, you figure you'd need a different level of brightness to break up the monotony of grayscale. I've actually done builds before that was only one block. Once Chisel came around, I started doing builds that were just smooth stone. But it was chiseled smooth stone, normal smooth stone, different kinds of chiseled smooth stone. And so it was all about one contrast level, but different patterns. And it was, I love that kind of stuff. And a lot of people thought it was interesting and intricate and yada, yada, yada. But I think people would get sick of that really, really quick. What did I forget? I forgot bone meal. Hang on a sec. Yep, bones.
Not sure if I want these pillars to be spruce or also mangrove.
What pillars?
They're going to come down into the kind of benches, like down here.
I would say to differentiate them, you would probably want them as mangrove. That's me, though.
I was thinking about having the shelves attached to them and stuff like that, you know, on the upper part.
We can. Hang on a sec. Storage drawers. Yeah, framed drawer. We can actually make custom wood-covered storage drawers. That is the thing. People talking about who's crazier in chat now. Okay. Go over to the Hellfire Forge. I actually need this thing. I think we're going to do some of that. Some of that. Some of that and some of that. And let's see what happens. I don't think I needed a lot of this stuff, but I'm just going to make some. I don't know. Oh, they don't stack. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. They probably have a durability. Put those away. I have a spare. We'll put that up there. That's my bucket. Actually, I'll keep that on me. Put those up there. Put those up there. Okay, so now we were going to do Division Sigil. Need a piece of redstone. And a blank slate. So what we got to do is we right click. Right click. Right click. And the circle gets possessed. And it spins off into the distance like a circular saw blade and kills us. There we go. Divination Sigil. I have 5,000 LP in my blood network. That thing is full. Awesome. So now we actually can see a bit more. Ooh. The man with the tail and pointy ears and the dragon wings coming over to get a drink.
Not quite.
Vampire test. So we got 7,280 out of 10,000 right now in this thing. So we can start delving into other cooler, neater things. Let me think. Elemental inscription. Oh, I know one thing I need to do. Hold on. Wooden path. I need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get some wood. Do that. That. What kind of wood is it going to take? Oh, that requires a tier 2 altar. Right. Okay, I can't do that yet. So, in order to make a tier 2, we got to get some blank runes. We have. I'm actually going to put that away for right now. Don't need that immediately. I'm going to keep that on hand. We still have some blood left.
Oh, my poor frame rate.
You can go back home.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Put this up. Okay. So I'm going to make some slates, and then I can actually expand this thing and make it a higher tier. This, actually. This is completely out. So I'm just going to put it back on. It looks like chainmail. Oh my gosh.
Wow, you have a lot of bits of redstone in this bag.
What? In what? Who? Where?
The chisel and bits bag that you had in the box.
Oh yeah. Well, that's one block. Literally. It's only one block of redstone. I cut up a block of redstone, a block of, I think, clay, a block of coal, and something else. Can't remember. Marble. I mean, not marble, quartz.
Oh yeah, I suppose 8 stacks of 512 would be a full block, wouldn't it? 16 by 16.
Greetings from the land of sugar. Oh, hey, what's going on? Secondar. Actually, we're in Houston, so I actually know where the land of sugar is. Unless you're actually talking about the land of sugar. I don't know where that is. Oh, long time no see. This thing is really... Oh, never mind. It's not quite there yet. Let's get this. And I'm actually gonna... Let's take that off. Top out our food. We can, as soon as this is done. Boom! Awesome. That should do us fine for the rest of the 6. Okay. Isn't this scintillating? Watching me make blank slates. I need 8 rune blocks. Blank runes. Which I think means I need 16 blank slates. Might have enough. We'll see. We'll see if I did the math.
I have no idea how this thing works. This is going to be fun.
What thing works?
Chisel.
Oh. The new chisel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
As it bits chisel and doing the whole bits stuff.
Oh, there is, what is it? When you're holding the chisel, I think it's either Control or Alt, and it brings up
the menu.
Yeah, it brings a little radial menu that makes it a lot easier to do stuff, because you can do lines or whole planes or whatever.
How do you just break a block down?
You left click it with the chisel, and if you have it in single bit mode, you can pick out a single bit in any position, or you can do plane by plane, line by line, quadrant by quadrant, whatever.
Okay.
Okay. Boom. So go get another buff on this thing if you watch. You see it changes just briefly. Now we can actually get the Divination sigil, I think. And yep, we can right click current bonus, 20%. That's it. Not a lot of tranquility going on there. Okay, I have 16. I think I make exactly the right number. Gotta make... Let's get a whole stack of those. Put my chest plate on, my bloomin' onion armor. Yes. Okay. Isn't that funny how that works? Exactly. Okay. So now, dig a little trench.
I like how they show the full block when you hold shift.
Yes, that makes it very nice for actually remembering what is what. So now, that is a tier 2 altar.
Happy to say they do work with chisel blocks.
Hooray! Now, next step up is actually...
Gosh, I'd be pretty stuffed if they didn't.
One of these.
Considering what the house is made of.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, I'm actually going to put this guy right here for the time being. This is where your extra blood orbs come in handy. Let's top up on health. This thing is empty. I'm going to swap it back on. We're going to stand here for actually... Let me swap these out. I'm going to go sleep real quick. Then I'll stand around and stab myself. Yeah, Sikander or anybody else that's curious, if you actually go to vagram.com/streaming, or just go to vagram.com across the top, there's a thing that says streaming schedule. You can actually look up when I stream, what my schedule is, etc., etc. Just FYI. Okay, we're going to get this thing, put it back on. And I'm actually gonna bust out the crystal staff. I've got my healing, my regeneration spell on there right now. This is from Roots. Tenera says, simulated dead pixel by removing a single bit from a computer craft screen to drive people mad. Yeah, that's evil, man. That's super evil. Of course, it wouldn't work anymore once you remove the bit out. It comes an inactive thing. And there's some stuff you can't remove bits out of, but it's still a hilarious idea. I kind of hope it works. 5,000. I actually think... Let's put that back on. This. Yep, it's full. Okay. So I have to watch this. I'm waiting for it. I don't even know how much this is going to take. Oh, 5,000. So it's going to be half. That's easy. We can sit here and just watch. Yeah, it would be fun to try. I agree with you, Tanaris. I think it'd be hilarious.
Wow, there's literally nothing I can drop.
This is when I wish we had Ender Check on this server. So you can do the handy bag and expand your inventory. That mod's one of the best features of that mod. One of the only features I really use, but it's a great feature. Getting there. Almost. There we go. Boom. Right click, take ownership. And we can walk up. Actually, I'm going to wait until that's empty. So I got 6,000 LP and rising. I think we're going to cap out. I think we're going to go from 5,000 max to 10,000 max from L1 to L2. We'll see. Okay, I think that's going to be fine. It's going to walk up and go like that. That is not a lot.
Positive chisel design.
Yep, positive and negative chisel designs are awesome. Did I? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Hold that right mouse button down and charge that bad boy up. I'm just letting it fill up at this point in time. I'm not trying to achieve anything. Oh, no, it's not 5,000. Maybe it's 15,000. Okay. So, now, I'm going to grab this. We're going to go over here. Going to get some wood. And we're going to do a little bit of that. Not that. What am I doing? And that. And pull some of this stuff out. And basically, wow, I actually have a better shovel I could do this with. What the heck? Die. I'm gonna have to make more of these wooden blocks, but hey. What this is gonna do is expand out the tranquility zone, so to speak, that the altar checks for. Which is awesome. Let's get this, put that there. I'm just gonna make a lot of it because I don't know.
Ah! Just no backspace.
Awesome.
I'm just going to put a Soren chest here of stuff.
How dare you?
I know, but I don't have any choice. There's just no space.
Just for the record, I have 3 Soren chests over here. It's okay. They're not entirely Soren chests. They're actually organized. So now we get our... First, we put our shovel up. We get this back on the bar. Get this back on the bar. We walk over here. And plus 60%, and it's got a current tranquility of 669. What it's seeing as the extra tranquility bonus is this stuff. These crops actually count. Now, I think there's other stuff that we can use. So what I'm going to do is make a trip back to the normal base. Our first base real quick. The Dire Compound. And I'm going to get some supplies for things I think will actually work. Trying to remember, it will seem... I'm going to get... stack of this. Let's get nether brick. What is that? That is a painted conduit facade. Let's get some of that. This is where I might need to get some help from my audience, but I think I remember. Oh, I know one thing that counts. Hang on a sec. We can do more crops. We can do... Actually, I have some of that. Whoops. Back there.
That's a shame. You can't just, like... It won't just pull from blocks to you to get the appropriate pieces. That kind of sucks. Fair enough.
It takes some getting used to on how it works and, you know, what counts and whatnot. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like it won't kind of automatically break down blocks into the things that you need.
What do you mean the
place. So I'm going to have to break down a huge number of blocks to make enough effective slabs of this stuff.
Are you making that pattern by hand or what?
No, it's just a half block. I was just making a custom slab because you can't get a slab of that block.
Right. Okay. Okay. So if you actually reconstruct, if you broke down that, and then you started putting the bits on the ground, the bits simulate the color of whatever position they're in from the original block.
Yes, I know. My point is, like, I want, a couple hundred of these. It's going to be heck to break all down the blocks into bits so that I can place them.
I think if you have a negative design, or is it a positive design, you can put the block and a positive design in the crafting grid.
Oh, that's true.
Or is it...
Yeah.
I know you can put them in your bit bag and then just stick the bit bag next to the pattern, the positive design, and literally pull out a whole stack of those slabs. I know you can do that. That's a thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, but you have to have the bits in the first place.
Well, yeah, but if you just... All you got to do is just left-click, do plane, and just shift left-click all the way down one block. You'll get tons and tons of bits, and then just stick the bit... You're going to have to fill up a bit bag with nothing but that, I think. I don't know. But you might try...
considering you get, like, 4 stacks from one block.
Yes, that is a bit pesky, but it's still the fact that those 4 stacks go away as soon as you make another half block. So it is not very space efficient, unfortunately, is what you will discover very, very quickly. Okay. I'm going to see what's going to happen.
Negative pattern, aren't I?
Let's do this. I'm actually going to leave a little bit of a hole in the middle. Put that there. Somewhere over here. Doo-doo. Got what I needed for roots. That's awesome. More infernal bulbs. We go over here. I think technically I could set that on fire, but I don't know. We'll see. Now, if we get our Divination sigil, suddenly our tranquility went up. Where's the last one? Anyway, So it went up from 600 and something to 841. That's how you build up, yeah. Crops, trees, flowing water, flowing lava, flowing life essences. What is life? Oh, flowing life. Oh, yeah. Oh. Ooh, hang on a sec. That might be interesting. I think... Actually, no. I'm going to leave this here. Over here, I'm going to plant a tree. Let's go get J-random sapling. Do something nice and big. Put that back. I think. It's just overriding the last reading. 812. Those don't count. Okay. That answers that question. But if I do that, that does count. Okay. It's 64. How high up does it check? Okay. Not that high. Let's go sleep real quick. This is interesting stuff. I'm gonna sleep. Said I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna get shot by a skeleton. Hey, get away from me. That'll teach you, you pesky little monster. Now I really need to sleep. Okay. The Chisels and Bits pattern, is there any way to load them, move them between games and servers? That is actually going to be a plan, Tenaris. There's a feature that is basically going to be the equivalent of Schematica for Chisels and Bits. So you could go into a single-player world, make all the designs you wanted to, and export them to a file that you can import into another world. So yes, that is a plan. Let's see, Tenaris, it's the sort of thing I'd love to mess with in a create a single player and import to multiplayer. Exactly. Okay, Dark Preacher said, crops, trees, flowing water, flowing lava, flowing life essence, fire, and I have run out of steam. Oh, yes, there is a saw in Chisels and Bits. And I actually think I have one. Do you just want to cut logs in half? I mean, cut blocks in half?
I have found a way to do it with a negative and a positive pattern.
Oh.
Like, place the blocks, take half of it off, and then use the positive pattern to put slabs back. When
hang on, come here. Cut it in half. It's basically Forge micro blocks. I forgot I had that. Sorry. Okay. Do I have any more bone meal? Can't remember if 2x2 is enough for a dark oak. I think it is, right? Saplings?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. 1133. What? Hey, no, that comes back with me. Okay, now we get this.
Why are you even doing this way around? Oh.
That was a fun noise. Let's get this. Actually, I'm just going to get some... Oh, actually, that's too high. That was too high, literally. There's a method to my madness. Just wait for it. There we go. Let's put that up. Okay, I think... it makes me nervous. Open fire bothers me, especially out in the overworld. Okay, so now we put that away. We put that back on the hot bar. We come over here. 1411. Woohoo! Hey, Chris Jackman, what's going on? Okay, so yeah, we actually have legit better turnaround on this now. Let's get this. Let that keep working. Which means now, if we walked over here, it's empty. Right click, charge it up. Boom. 27.95 LP on one click. And you normally get 200. I'll take it. So now you go over here and you just wait for the flame to disappear. There we go. I could walk over here again. Let's actually take the orb out. We got 930. 3810. Oh, yeah. No, come here. Let's do this. I actually want that back on the bar. How much? This petty tartaric gem is almost full. So yeah, our tranquility bonus is serving us very, very well for making this a lot easier. Why do I keep taking this off the bar? I don't know. We're at almost 20,000 LP. Charge up. Bang. Let's eat. That will make healing a lot quicker. And I'm just going to top out the network, I think. Oh, it's not 20,000. I don't know what the Tier 2 blood network cap is. Ooh, is it 5,000, 50,000? So yes, Chisels and Bits is actually going to have a schematic system for exporting blueprints and importing them back into another game world. I've got a project coming up, specifically Season 4 of Vigram's Chance, where words cannot begin to express how badly we need that feature. You'll see why later. Okay, still going. Boom. Come back over here and get the buff, and we just go back and forth and do this every once in a while. Oh, let me... There we go. Did it. 25,000. That's what it caps out at. Okay, I'm just going to renew this buff just so we have it on the item. Yeah, it's a wee bit quicker than the blood letters pack. I like this system, actually. I really like this tranquility system. I have told Way of Time this. I think it's a really good idea. That being said, it is awesome to have the blood letters pack as an option. So I'm going to keep it. We just don't need to, worry about it right now. Oh, God. Really didn't mean to do that. Get this. This. Now we do that. I'm going to put that there. Put those next to it. That goes in the bottom, just in case. I'm going to have that there. And let's go put some stuff back in the old base. Boop. Okay. So, about an hour and 10 minutes into the stream, and we're actually making some really good progress. Let's see. Let's put that back there. Let's put those back there. Boop, boop. Actually, I'm going to keep that out for now. Okay. Very cool. So now what we need to start looking at, before I go back, we would need to start looking at another tier of Blood Altar. In theory, a tier 3. Got some of those, because I will need them. Whee! Okay. The one thing, you will go through food very quickly. Very quickly. in the new blood magic. So you really gotta stay on top of that nonsense. Okay. I don't need this like in my inventory right now. I'll put it there. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. We have to make... I don't have a normal shovel. Oh well. We have to make, I think... step down. And I want to make the space for tier 2 altar. Glowstone, says Peak81 at random. Glowstone what, Peak? What are you talking about? The glowstone at the top? Okay. Not sure if PAM saturation is still a thing, as the pack I'm playing on doesn't have apple core, but the more food the merrier, yeah. I actually need to make some better food with some of the PAM stuff we have back home. We just have such an eclectic mix of things, I'm not sure what I can make. Okay, I'm going to put that there. So basically, that is where the runes would go. Or the next tier. Yeah, 4 glowstone blocks. Yeah, I think that is what he meant. And I did forget to bring them. I may as well go get them. Because we got them. Dun, dun, dun. I need to check power levels before I come back.
Okay, custom slabs phase 1 done. The small part.
Let's go over here real quick. We have 10.2k, which is I think drawer maximum, redstone in this redstone farm of yours. And we have 23.
Should totally put a compression drawer there.
Yeah, actually we should. Compression drawers technically hold less, the compacting drawer, but we can't upgrade it. That is a thing. So yeah, we're good.
Well, I mean, as long as it handles more than like 1/9, it's fine, because then you'll get more blocks.
Yeah. Whee. I come over here. First thing I'm going to do is sleep because it's dark. Lest we get mugged by monsters. Cooking for blockheads is a 110 thing, by the way. That mod is awesome. I love cooking for blockheads. Anybody that's never used it should use it. Should be a thing. Oh, I got ender pearls and I forgot to go check the power levels. Yay, I'm smart. Let me go teleport back real quick.
Oak ceiling or spruce ceiling?
Warm and cozy or open and expansive?
Not sure.
If you're going for chalet, I figured warm and cozy, which means you want to go for the darker ceilings.
Hmm.
Oh. Wow.
Well, dang. Lots of chiseling ahead.
I'm just saying. Okay, power's fine.
It looks decent, so it would be normal slabs, but this is, yeah, okay.
It's basically, if you have lighter ceilings, it tends to make people think the ceilings are higher. You get a more of a kind of a vaulted, kind of a open and spacey kind of a feeling. When you do darker colors on the ceiling and lighter colors on the floor, you're flipping it, which basically means that you're making it feel more compressed, more warm, more cozy, more intimate. And yeah, Chris Jackman says, cuts, the base is looking amazing.
Thank you.
Um,
Dang it, I just used normal, not chiseled. Bits everywhere.
Does anybody remember how tall these things need to be right here? Is it 2 blocks tall and then the glowstone? And yeah, we don't have cooking for blockheads on ForgeCraft because people would consider that to be easy mode, quote unquote. So yeah, we wouldn't do that.
I don't know. I think it's mostly just because there's been no precedent for it. Has someone ever asked?
What, cooking for blockheads?
Yeah, about using it.
I asked once, since we have Pam's Harvest Craft, could we think about putting in da-da-da. I didn't put up a vote for it, but I proposed it in chat once. Okay, I need more of these things, which means I need more slates. I'm just going to grab all the stone I've got. And the point was raised earlier. It does make things go faster if we have this filled up, so I may as well. Let's fill the ouchie pack up. I'm going to pull this out.
How do you turn bits back into a full block?
You have to rebuild it and then break it with a pickaxe.
But then it becomes a normal block and not just
as long as it's composed entirely of its original contents, yep.
Okay.
Ouchie. 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 Ah. You see, it stops when my health gets low enough. And tick starts up. 5 health. Okay, I need to get this. Make lots of slates. I actually need to watch it because now I can make tier 2 slates, and I need to be careful. Sean Britton, you can pause the live stream. It's a feature that's built into YouTube. You can actually pause it, resume it. You can go back to live and rewind up to, I think, 2 hours, max length. Dum-dum. We're going to need a lot of these things. Okay, it's almost full. Yay. What did I do that for? Accidental right click. Get this. Put it back on.
I am who I say I am.
Wait for the flame to go away. There we go. Get our full buff. You can actually leave with only a partial buff on your blade. Don't get as much. So yeah, gotta watch it. Yep, 2 blocks in glowstone. Okay. I'm probably just gonna use straight smooth stone. It's gonna look, or actually I might use wood. Wood will look nice. You can use anything now. Under the glowstone. Dum-da-dum. We are running out of LP. Let's go get buffed again. Wait for the flame to die down. Since we have it. Put that in there. Put it away. Now suddenly we have a big extra swat of LP. Hey, what's going on, RSAG? What's happening? Also, somebody said something they weren't supposed to. Twisted Faith says 1 above altar. Oh, 1 block above altar level. Oh, okay, that's a good way to remember it. How do people do the whole at someone's name thing? That's actually in Discord. That's not here in the live stream. That is the at and then someone's name thing is a Discord thing. Also, Giovanni got timed out by Nightbot. No clue. Arseg, I am actually working on blood magic. I've just gotten up to tier 2. That's what this little altar part is. This thing is the tier 1 blood altar. This little extra set of blocks is the tier 2. I'm going to fill in this trench right here with blocks, and it's going to make the tier 3 altar, which means suddenly we can do a lot more cool stuff. But what that means is that we have to continuously keep this altar basin full of blood. My blood. Giovanni's doing something dumb. Reese Bowman, why don't you replace the blank runes with speed runes? I'm not even there yet, man. I mean, I could do speed runes right now, but I mean, it's going to be a lot of sugarcane. We'd have to go back and get some, and I could. Plus, even more blank slates, so whether I use them or not, I still have to make these slates. These blank slates for the sake of whether I make the tier 2 or make speed runes for the tier 1. Either way. I mean, the tier 3. So honestly, I would probably really rather get up to tier 3, if I can, first, then start thinking about augmenting the altar. So, yeah. Oh, okay, Giovanni was coming out with bad words. Thank you very much, Preacher. Yeah, somebody either has a chatbot or a potty mouth. Exactly. Let's see how much blood we have in this. You gonna run out? Boop. Okay. Oh, we can actually go ahead and... Boom! There we go. Fill that thing up while my health regens. We eat. And this is going to be the perfect opportunity to test and see if ForgeCraft really was fixed. I don't think it was. I have not gotten a single verdant sprig yet. There is a fix out for ForgeCraft that fixes the right clicking and not getting verdant sprigs thing that we figured out. You remember?
Yeah, I didn't know if anybody had actually looked directly into it or not.
Yeah,
I reported it, but I never said what was exactly wrong.
Yeah, it is. It's ForgeCraft that we tracked it down to, of course. And Pam actually put a fix out for it, but I don't think we on ForgeCraft have that fixed version yet.
Cool.
So...
Unfortunate that we don't have it at the moment, but cool that it's done.
Yeah. I'm just going to go with that for now. Yeah, it is fixed. I need to remember to poke someone about what we need to do to update it. I think, what do we just put it in incoming or whatever?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So, let's get back to this. Gotta make sure we're fully buffed up. We are. Hold down right click, let go. Kabango. And we go back to making blank slates. There are some chatbots out tonight. What the heck? No begging for subs, exactly. I really just need to ban in Nightbot the phrase sub for sub. Because nobody's going to use that in a normal sentence.
Trading in submarines. Wait.
Yes, exactly. I'll trade you sub for sub, man. I have a seawolf.
I got this sandwich I don't want.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to sleep real quick. There's a spell of regeneration in roots. Yes, it is. You can automate it with Ender IO for the sake of repetition and efficiency. No. I don't think you can automate the roots regeneration spell in Ender IO. This is just an updated version of Blood Magic that I'm getting into. I considered doing a mod spotlight on it, but I kind of want to learn bits of it first. I learn it this way. You guys get to experience it with me, and I can, cover it through different means. Might do a mod spotlight on it later. I don't know. But I mean, Rorax has already done one, and Direwolf has already done one, and a couple other people. So, Oh yeah, the original Blood Magic is how Chris Jackman found my mod guide is how he found me. Or sub sandwiches. Okay. Yeah, I've actually experimented with the game World of Warships. I'm not going to play it again, so I don't have to worry about talking about submarines. It's not a worry. That is a game where you got to actually try sub per sub, but that's a whole different argument. What are you talking about? The slates? Oh, automate the slates. Yeah, I could automate the slates. I am not terribly worried about that right now. You guys have to remember. Oh, may as well. I'll stand here and get that. Oh, that was it. Okay. I'm not going to be right out of the gate full tilt automation, and all sorts of slick stuff like that. I tend to figure things out and get the infrastructure going and then worry about that stuff later. So I might automate this later. For right now, I'm okay. It's good. I am not a power player by any stretch of the imagination. Okay. Let's make some more slates. Yeah,
I think that one works.
You think which one?
What do you reckon? Using this block and with the slabs for the ceiling.
Hang on, I'm coming. Whee! Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, so we're gonna have a different. That means you can have a different inset. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, different floor.
Yeah, I like that. I like that because that means that there's gonna be a difference, from the floor on the upstairs to the ceiling down here. The one thing that I've started to get kind of irked about is what I call one thick floors. One thick floors is where, if you look up to the ceiling of the room you're in currently, you're looking at the floor of whatever is below it, so you automatically know what color block that is, and I think that's boring. I'd like to have. Yeah, I like every floor having, let's say, a light floor and a dark ceiling, every single one. So.
By the way, this is the solution I ended up with. Like, place blocks.
Crap ton of bits.
To bits with a negative pattern, and then place 8 slabs with a positive pattern.
Oh, this is cool. Okay. I like the trim on the outside edge. It's nice, man. This part right here.
Yeah.
Very
Note as
cool.
well, I use the other directional parts to make sure it turns at the corners.
You are a man of infinite patience to be doing that stuff right now. I tell you what.
This is what I mean about finding out that it was like so fiddly to do it. At least I found the kind of minimal fiddle.
Let's go back over here. I'm gonna go ahead and get a tranquility buff while I'm here. I think, yeah, my tranquility level I think actually goes down when the crops aren't fully grown. I think. I can't remember. Yep. Lined up. Boom.
Near the end of Chisel.
Yeah, just as you're doing. Are you going to build around the blood altar? Or are you going to for incense? Build around the blood altar. This whole area is separate from the house specifically, so I don't have to worry about devoting too much space inside the house to a blood altar and a tranquility space and yada yada yada. What I am going to do is I'm going to dig the altar down into the ground. So this is going to be this altar right here, and these little blocks are the only things. Oh, and the glowstone will be the only parts you'll see sticking up above the actual dirt. Everything else is going to be submerged. And that's mostly just for the sake of ease of whatever. I am wasting blood. I need to pay attention. Most of the other spotlights I have watched go into creative and skip over details because of setbacks. I know Vigrum takes a little time to go over the details. This is one of the reasons why I have discovered, like in the older version of Blood Magic, there is this tier, I can't remember if it's tier 2 to tier 3, I think it's tier 2 to tier 3, is this really harsh hurdle of costs for your blood orb for tier 3. And it jumps considerably. And most people don't address that in spotlights for the older version of Blood Magic. You don't realize this. So you try to make your blood orb several times for tier 3. And it's super hard. And that never gets addressed in a lot of spotlights. Oop, ran out. Let's go get some more mojo. Okay, we got a buff. Boink. Walk over here. Huh. Ah. Walk back over here. Pick up the buff again.
I wish there was a vertical version of the large one so I could turn them the other way, but there isn't. So I can't really do anything about that.
Okay.
Well, I say that maybe I could, but I don't really want to get into that level of fiddliness.
You can get into infinite levels of fiddliness with chisels and bits. I tell you what.
I don't even want to go there because it would just be me restructuring it so that we end up with a texture that looks like it built out of like 15 different types of spruce wood, and then using all that and having to break down each individual block for the right bits would be hell. So no.
No, man. What you do is flat colored blocks. Then you can custom make every bit color.
Well, unless there's enough flat colored blocks, do they come in every color?
It's hex code. So yes.
Oh. No, okay, no.
Yeah, like I said, man, the rabbit hole that you can go down with chisels and bits and flat colored blocks is near infinite. It is disturbing.
Could, but I won't.
I can hear the temptation. Okay, I'm gonna make this last one.
No, it's well, just imagining how long that would take me. No.
Oh yeah. Let's get that. Go back over here. Okay. That is probably not going to be enough. Wanted to do the rest off camera. That's fine. Actually,
this is actually using the chisel. I've like 2/3 used the diamond chisel.
Uh-huh.
This one, that is.
You know what's even more daunting is the fact that I want to do dark oak. That durability on that chisel is boosted significantly from what it originally was when the mod was actually introduced.
Yeah.
It used to be less than a quarter of that.
What was that? 796,480 durability. Wow.
Yeah, I went to Algo and I said, dude, it's not worth it. I go through chisels so bad. I wait to make a diamond chisel, and even then, I barely touch chisels and bits because I look at the diamond chisel and I'm like, I don't want to go through this too quickly. He's like, okay, well, I guess I'll boost the durability on it. And then suddenly it kind of exploded. Like in terms of popularity. It was super popular before, but, you know, you start looking at the resources required. Okay. I need 5 blocks. That means I need 10 more slates. Yep, I'm going to do it. So close.
Got infinite diamonds.
Yeah, we actually are pretty good on diamonds, and I can find more. Let me catch up on chat here real quick.
We've got the Tome of Alchemy now and a bazillion redstone.
Right, forgot about that. Let's see. Takisri says, at Vigrum, in later tiers of Blood Magic 1, it almost required to have an augmented capacity and superior capacity runes. I 100% agree with you. Arsec says, oh, okay, that's just blood magic has changed, as in like 1.7.10. Yeah, 1.10, the 1.10.2 version, this version of blood magic, I think I thought the 1.7.10 version of blood magic was really great. This one is even better than great. It's even more great. It's, I don't know. Yeah. I think it's really amazing, the improvements and the considerations that Way of Time has taken into what do I need to do, what works, what doesn't work, what are the tedious parts. He's trying to make it challenging, but take out some of the tedium. And I respect that. That's a really good move.
Well, at the time, the main thing was pretty much tedium, so...
Yeah.
It's a welcome change.
He has found more clever ways of doing things. Subnautica. Oh, yeah, the game's Subnautica. Yeah, but nobody's going to do sub per sub. They're not going to talk about sub per sub in Subnautica. I don't think that's a problem. Anyway, I got to do 10 slates here real quick. Didn't mean to click. Yeah, I don't stream Subnautica. I only do a recorded series on that because honestly, there's not a lot of content in Subnautica. It's a great game. It's a beautiful game, but it's got a lot of bugs. They're still updating a lot of things to it. The performance is so much that I would have a hard time streaming that game and getting good performance out of it because they're still figuring out what they're doing with it. So yeah, I don't stream Subnautica. I haven't blacklisted sub per sub yet. It's just URLs and all caps. It looks like my cat is trying to eat the carpet on the other side of the room. My cat's kind of crazy.
Wow, wait, what are you doing with that? Oh, hang on, that might be you rather than...
What?
Hang on,
What are you
let me
talking?
Still, I'm looking at frame rate right now.
My frame rate's 60.
Wow, yeah, okay. I take a 15 FPS dip to like 45 when you're in picture. Because of that armor.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. That's roots. We need to talk to the mod author about it. I can't remember what his name is either. Her name. I actually don't even know. I have no clue on gender or otherwise identity of the roots author. I keep forgetting to look it up. Yeah, this armor is a bit intense in terms of rendering. It wouldn't surprise me. I'd take an FPS hit going to third person. That is the thing. If the quality of a mod with the deciding factor, Way of Flowing Time would be renamed Way of Flowing Awesome. I agree. I'm a big fan of the new Alchemy table. I think it's great. It's like having the Philosopher's Stone from like EE2, where you could do all these things, where you could put saplings in and change them around to something else, or, you know, make leather or whatever. Not EMC specifically, just a little clever recipes that it put in as well. And I miss that. It is such a great utility thing. Why am I so belchy? Oh my gosh. Let's see. The Gamer 344 asks, and Cuts, you might have to answer this. Why is the FPS dropping in the original base?
That's hard to quantify. Lots of things that are more expensive to render than the stuff that's out here, including machines and whatever other renderers there are, and there's just a lot of them. It's probably individually not really any problem, and if you have a more powerful machine, it's probably not a problem at all, but I'm starting to get to the end where mine's now lower end compared to kind of modern hardware.
Okay, to convert that into English, we don't know.
Lots of little things.
Basically,
lots of little things that are all slowing down cumulatively.
The theory right now is that it is an additive effect of a lot of different stuff, but I have sneaking suspicions that is 2 or 3 specific things. I just can't really prove it yet because I haven't sat down to test them. Come on, Minecraft. There we go. Ooh, that was a long loading hitch. So the problem we're having is, I think it's a compound. I do think it's partially a compound issue, at least, if not entirely. We have so many people. Okay. And there we go. I just jumped back about 10 blocks. We have a lot of people that are in a very small, confined space on 110. Or it started off with 194, 1.9.4. And the reason is that way is because of the combat changes. There was a very, let's say, high early game death quotient on the 190 server, and me and Rorax and Direwolf found that out. So when everybody updated to with us to 194, which has then since been updated to 110. That's why my thumbnails still say 194, by the way. When everybody jumped onto the 194 server because there were lots of new mods and stuff, a lot of people were warning them, you know, hey, pay attention to the new combat changes. Sure enough, first day there was a lot of death, and I cannot express this enough. So basically, because of that, people didn't go as far as they normally do. The difficulty curve is just, especially since we play on hard, is just different enough that people stayed a little bit closer than they normally do. We have a lot of bases in a very tight, confined space, and there are a lot of new mods with new features and new things that have been completely recoded from the last couple of versions. So it's kind of a compound buildup of issues. That's why we've moved out to where nobody else is.
So we can kill our frame rates ourselves.
Yeah. Too many people in one spot and yeah,
Kill
okay.
your own frame.
Yeah, we can destroy our own frame rates and not have to worry about affecting anybody else. Exactly. Twisted Faith says, game or too many people in one spot and Soren. Actually, this problem is pre-Soren, and Soren hasn't even been on the server that much. We cannot blame him. It's not his fault.
Well, that said, what he does have in his base is pretty heavy.
Yes, he is
But
very
I
good.
wouldn't say it's anywhere near as bad as like T-Love and Dire next door.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that while Soren's base might be bad, all it takes is me going, even looking at, within just a couple of chunks distance, Direwolf and T-Love's base, and my frame rates vanish completely. So yeah, okay, we're gonna look at this. This is gonna be 25,000 LP. Okay, this is gonna be hard, and this is one of those things where, let's see, efficiency runes, but I can't remember what they improve efficiency-wise. Somebody might have to help me with this. I can't remember if they improve the efficiency of blood flow in and out of the altar, and that's it, or if they improve the yield, the cost for things. I don't think so. Okay, Rune of Sacrifice. That is some tier 2 slates. Rune of Capacity and Rune of Augmented Capacity. Woot Moo. That's an interesting name. Thank you very, very much for subscribing. Rune of the Orb. That's not what I want. That's how much the orb can hold and how quickly it goes in and out of the orb. I think we want capacity. I think.
For what, exactly?
I need to get 25,000 LP into this block of gold. No. Come back. To make my tier 3 orb, right? My blood orb.
Right.
The problem is 25,000 LP. Oh, Dalton Quinn, thank you very much for subscribing. Also, hi Dalton, how are you? The problem
the answer
is
you can use the knife on yourself while it's drawing the stuff in to top it up.
Yeah, I think that I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do the turnaround time back and forth. I'll tell you what, let's do. I don't need the sword on my...
I mean, I was able to do it in... I've been able to do it before without extra regeneration.
Okay. Let's give it a
Well,
go.
I did have extra regeneration, but I didn't have the food buff from like 1.9 onward. So it
Yes.
should be straight up.
That is one good
Easy.
thing. We have the really cool food buff from the 190 and up.
I also wasn't using incense, so...
Are you talking about the old version? The 1710 version?
Well, yeah, but I don't think it drains away... Well, no, it was 1.8, I think.
1.8 to 1.9 is a really big change in a lot of factors. So
Well, does it drain a heck of a lot faster now? Because
I'm not
with
sure.
the extra reading, I don't see it being a problem.
Not sure. That is going to be the question. There we go, 10K. I'm going to go load the dagger up again. And I already see one thing that I need to correct. I need to get more food. I actually...
Wow. Only 30,000 durability left on the chisel. It's nearly gone.
Let's go back down.
Not quite half finished. Well, a bit more than half finished, actually.
Go over here. Oh, the frame rate. 15 FPS. Woohoo! Oh, no, I want a full stack of the delicious breads. Buh. Jiba says that is some neat looking armor. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat. I wasn't paying attention. It was so bad. If you were playing, I would have resorted back to the hide in a dirt hole till morning phase. Yeah, it is pretty bad, the danger level. It is almost nightfall, or it is nightfall, almost nighttime. I'm gonna go over here and sleep. Maybe. There we go. Would actually be cool if some mod were to add a single-use creative flight item that would keep you aloft until you touch the ground, then break. So you could give people on your server one of them to start. That'd be neat. That's an interesting idea. I like that idea.
Wow. Accidentally touched down. The end.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. You'd have to be careful. I think that's a good balance. Okay, yeah. Fill the altar and the bloodletters pack. That's a good point. Let me do that real quick. And then come and go with the incense altar and blood after 10,000. Bloodletters pack 10,000. So this basically means the altar is at 10,000 right now. I'm going to fill the bloodletters pack. That'll be another 10,000. Then all we have to worry about is the last 5,000 buffer. Good point. Good point. This is going to be easy.
2 more chisels.
Actually, Breach, I don't think it's the conduit facades. My theory is a lot of it, I think, my theory is the redstone conduits, insulated redstone conduits. There have been issues before with insulated redstone conduits from Ender.io about them flashing in updates and having too many of them, lagging out chunks. I have seen that as an issue in older versions, and it was fixed in older versions, but big chunks of Ender.io have basically been recoded. So, I don't know. Efficiency runes make infusions lose less progress if the altar runs out of life essence. Thank you, Twisted Faith. That answers that question. Speed runes processes the speeds the process up. That's actually a bad thing right now, Chris Jackman. I don't want to speed the process up. I want to take advantage of the slow trickle in. That will give me more time to run back and forth from the incense altar if I need to. This is getting full, this bloodletters pack. I always used to make 2 to 3 bloodletters packs after they were implemented to help with this tier. Yeah, I would make more than one, but long term, I'm only going to end up using one. Our Gamer344, I would make a tablet from RF Tools, but those are still kind of buggy, so I'm waiting for some more updates to hit on here that are out for RF Tools. You were saying, Cuts? I'm sorry?
1 chisel broken.
You got to go make another one.
Oh, I have 2. That's what I just went to do.
Oh, you just came back from making one. Okay. That is 100% full, which means now we can put that back on. We got a buff. I'm going to slap that on. I don't think I'm going to need that. We'll see. Actually, We can keep watching this. Watch the numbers. And I can actually put... Oh, I can't use that. That's right. Forgot. You can't use the bloodletters pack. Woohoo! That's right. He planned for this eventuality. The bloodletters pack cannot be emptied into the altar. Yep. Come on. Okay. Bloodletter's pack can't be emptied into the altar once something is on it. So now what we have to do... There we go. Come over here. Go back. Why won't you let me? Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm guessing that was a lag spike. Because I was holding it down and releasing several times. Nothing happened, nothing happened, nothing happened. Also, we do not have keep items on. Good thing I haven't gone to the end or anything. Okay. Dude. We are going to have to rethink this real quick. Let's put that there. Actually, no. We want to do this. This. That. Doot. That goes down there. Okay. I'm just going to put this on for the time being, and we'll build this up. We're going to figure out what we want to do. Yeah, RF tools we have right now is actually buggy because we've updated Forge recently in the last couple of days, and the RF tools version we have has fixes for the Forge version we're on. So there's some stuff I don't want to use yet. So yeah. Hey Zoltan. What's going on, man? Yeah, the basic answer that you're looking for, RSEG, is that the mod has been it's not that it's harder. The mod has been completely reprogrammed in big stretches of it. So there's stuff that has had to have been rewritten, and we have to retest it again. It's almost like it's a new mod now. Most mods are that way. Getting there. While we're waiting here. Just top off the buff on my... Almost. Remove that. Okay. Put that back on. Yep, I forgot with the Bloodletters pack, you can't actually use it once there's something in the blood altar. That's something I gotta remember. Yeah. Try stone drum from XU and pipe it in. What? What are you talking about, Twisted Faith? Are you talking about piping in the life essence? Yeah, basically, okay, the altar itself, what you're looking at, the basin with the blood in it, is one of 3 areas inside the actual blood altar, coding-wise. It's programmed to have an internal tank and then input and output. When you're pulling in or pushing out, those 2 side tanks have a much, much, much lower input-output rate. It is very, very low. It's like fractions of a bucket. And what that means is you cannot cheese it by piping a whole bunch of blood out into a barrel and then reversing the flow and piping it back in. It will trickle in so slow that everything processes faster than that. It will use too much blood too quickly. What?
You say that, but there's actually runes that improve that.
No, I'm talking about base, without runes, without anything. And even with tons of runes, I mean, even with using some of the runes, in order to get it to where you could pipe in from an external tank, you would need so many runes that it's just inefficient in terms of how much blood you would be using anyway. Because I could get a better turnaround time if I wanted to just by using runes of self-sacrifice. Basically. Which is what I'm wondering if I'm going to have to go that route. I might have to... Let's try this one more time. Okay. Go back over here. Get the buff. Eat. Buff stops. And we're not. See, I right-clicked and then nothing happened. So I can't trust it. I don't know what's going to happen. If I try to do it again, I don't know if it's going to kill me or what. So I can't keep up with this. Oh, see, that was one click. And it just caught up with me. So this isn't going to work. What I'm going to have to do is increase the capacity of the altar itself to 25,000. Which is fine, that's possible. I'm just not going to be able to do it this live stream. I don't know if this is a bug in Blood Magic itself or a result of some really wacky and well-timed latency on our part between us and ForgeCraft. So...
Well, I'm hearing sounds on time, so it's probably not that.
Right. Get that, get that. That goes up there. I'm going to pull this down since we don't need to worry about this now. This goes over here. Actually, I'm going to put that up. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and do... See if I can just do this one off. Okay. I don't know if there is like a debuff that is soul fray. Okay, that's just from dying though. Dying the way that I died. I don't know if there's some kind of an invisible debuff that's messing with things or what. Runes of displacement would help, but if memory serves, they are beyond tier 3. Yes, they're tier 4 or 5. I think they're 4. So they don't help with that tier 4 problem. Also, hi Mallrat, what's going on? Yep, yep, yep. Is it a weird lag spike? The reason for dying, I mean. I don't know, Jiva. That's the problem. Right now, I'm getting these issues where I'm trying to right-click on the little sacrificial dagger, and then I'll hold it down to do it a second time. Technically, it's only got one buff to use. It shouldn't get me down far enough, but since it's happening in less than like a split second, it's a complication. I don't know. My current idea is it is an actual compound, again, a complication of several factors. It is the blade itself, some weird thing about doing this in Blood Magic, and lag from the server. That's what I think. But I do think server lag plays a part in it. So basically, the ideas that everybody has is build this up several times to make enough 25,000 LP, pipe it into a drum, and then put it back in. Until I get to a tier 4 altar, I can't do that quick enough because the rune I need is tier 4 to make it quick enough to put the blood in. Otherwise, I would basically sit there and fizzle out of the entire thing. So that's basically not an option. Let's put this aside for now. I'm going to put that right there as a reminder. And yes. So let's look at this real quick. You cannot get our tier 3 orb until we did. Let's see. Runes of Sacrifice would improve the yield, but then I don't know what happens. I would still have to make at least 2, if not 3 trips, even if I maxed the whole thing out on Runes of Sacrifice. So that second trip was what seems to kill me. So the only thing I can think of now is these are the ones that speed up piping liquid in and out, by the way. The displacement runes. The only thing I can think of right now is runes of capacity. Those are the ones I would actually have to make. And those are tier 3, funnily enough. So I think that's the hint. You get to tier 3, and then you have to make runes of capacity to... Or, no, wait a minute. Is it? He moved them. Did he move them? Imbued, yeah. So we can't even make those. Yeah, tier 3. Okay. So I'm not going to be able to go that route. I can't do augmented... I can't do runes of capacity. Augmented capacity are a step up from the original ones. Runes of the orb. No. Charging runes. I don't know what the charging runes
Most
are.
of the ceiling. Except for the area around where the stairs are going to be, which I still haven't decided how to build.
Okay, so runes of capacity have been moved. Yep, those are tier 4 also. These are tier 4. So I can't actually... I mean tier 3. So I can't actually do those. Tier 3. You need to get to tier 3, but you need them for tier 3. That's the dilemma. Okay. I gotta think. What else can we do? I think it's gonna have to be self-sacrifice. I think that's the route. So is the dagger a one-click deal now instead of the click for half a heart? It is normally click for half a heart. If I go get it now, it's got a buff on it, right? So we get the sacrificial dagger. We walk over here. And I can't remember how much, but basically I held it down, let go, and it takes 9 out of my 10 hearts, right? Get this. Get this. I'm avoiding that. So if we come over here, it's got 8,400, right? See, just holding it down, right-click several times now. And instead of spamming it, you just hold it down. Or you can right-click spam, but holding it down does repeated hits. And that's something I actually need to talk to Way about. I think that's a bad change. I don't like that, especially when it comes to server lag. So now, normally, it would be right-click like the old way, and you'd get 200 LP at a time. The thing is, if I go over here, I get a buff from this little Tranquility Garden area that changes it to where it is hold to right-click. I mean, hold it, let go, and it takes 9 out of your 10 hearts, but you get a better turnaround on it. So instead of getting 200 LP, it's full. I get like 2,700 or 3,000, something around that range. And you can see this thing is a tranquility rating and a bonus, 60%. I'm getting 60% extra LP, basically. Soul Fray. Is that what that is? Ooh, maybe there's actually a turn. Hang on. Let's look at this real quick. I'm going to put that on there, and then I'm going to... Boom. Yeah, Soul Fray. So for 20 seconds, can't do anything. That's what it is. He's got a debuff that prevents me because of the actual tranquility thing. Interesting. So now we come over here. And I have... There's a whole bunch of blood. But I have Soul Fray again. That's weird. I have to come over here and wait for this to finish. And this is already sizzling. So yeah, there is an actual in-game. That actually is probably what that is. That's what I'm hitting. There's a debuff that you get from using the tranquility system. Okay. Let's see if you look. It's empty. 2880. That's off one swat. I'm going to have to research that. That Soul Fray thing is new for me. I don't know what that is.
Soul Fray was when you die, it gives you a debuff so you can't just go back and start doing it again quickly and you have to wait for it to wear off or something.
Well, yeah, but now if I use the actual blade after when it's got the incense buff on it, I see there's no debuffs or anything. I hold down right click, boom. As soon as I go in here, 20 seconds of Soul Fray. So he has got a debuff that's getting put on you to prevent you from going back and forth too quickly. which basically means he's got an artificial mechanism to pad it out. So if I try and use it too much in Soul Fray while I've got Soul Fray on me, it kills me.
Yep. If you have Soul Fray, I think it kills you pretty much immediately.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Come back here. Going to get the buff. Come back. And intentionally. Yep, see? 3, 2, 1. I have to wait. So if you try too hard to use it during your Soul Fray period, you basically get killed. Not sure how I feel about that. That's interesting. Let's see. Somebody says, why don't you make an improvised mob spawner and sacrifice mobs with the Sword of Sacrifice? Because we can't. Mob spawning rules are broken in several ways in 194 plus. 190 plus, actually. In 190 plus, and I've tried this in 194 and in 110, if you make standard vanilla mob spawners, I can't get them to work. They generate nothing. And they should. I don't know if this is an issue of Forge or a mod that's messing with it. I don't know. But I cannot get normal improvised vanilla mob spawners to actually do anything. So yeah. That's why we haven't done that. A little cursed earth area above the altar with runes of sacrifice. Yes. We would have to do cursed earth, and I've considered doing that. I could actually make a dagger of sacrifice, which is basically... if something drops down on the altar, you hit it, and it one-shots it and gives you blood. And I could do that, but we would actually have to have a funneling system to move them, to encourage them to move off of the cursed earth and down the hole. And that's not as easy.
Remember, they have buffs. They have buffs, and they are hella nasty.
Yeah, oh, yeah, also, stuff, well, that's the thing. I don't know if the sword would still one-kill them or not, one-shot them or not. It's supposed to one-shot them if they're on the altar. Supposed to.
I think so, but you have to just be careful about not getting hit.
Right. So if you get hit and you're low on health because of other reasons, or if you're just standing there, you get hit by a mob that's coming off of Cursed Earth, they have a lot of really nasty buffs. They hurt. Does milk remove it? I don't have a cow nearby, and I would have to stockpile a lot of milk, and probably not. Knowing Way of Time, it's not going to be that easy.
No, milk will not remove Soul Fray.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Sean McGrail says, because of the regen from the armor. Okay, let's test that theory. That's a good point. Hang on a sec. I got full buff. Yep. Okay. So, put this on here. I'm going to wait. Use
I've
this.
done it again. I just built in a huge area without realizing, oh yeah, I've got a wand that does just this.
Soul Fray. Still have it. It is not the armor. I have nothing giving
the
me...
armor isn't applying a regeneration buff directly. It's doing it a different way, so it wouldn't be detected as being regeneration.
Yeah. Yeah, the armor doesn't put a regeneration buff directly on it. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to keep up with this. So, it's not the armor. By the way, no regen from the armor. Yeah, the soul fray is in the incense and it can't be abused. I mean, with the health regeneration from food, you can exploit. No, I do not think it's because of health regeneration. I'm not sure, though. Basically, it means that without runes of, I think, self-sacrifice, or going to strictly a sacrifice build, I'm not going to be able to do it. So I think it is a specific mechanism to encourage players to actually use other types. I thought the direwolf said that soul fray is a debuff that has to do with regen and self-sacrifice since the earliest days of the mod. That's the older versions. That's not the new version. And this is actually not giving me regen. There is no regen here. If I had a regen effect, you would see it here. That's what it's detecting. It does not detect other ways of health boosting. It's picking up specifically a check for a buff.
To be fair, it might. I don't actually know.
Well, yeah, but I just took it off and it still got the same effect. I mean, I could even take off the armor and we can sit around for, just in case, let's sit around for 2 minutes. We're over on time. Let's do 2 minutes. I'm quite sure any invisible buffs that I have will have worn off by then. Then we can absolutely, positively, and definitively check and see. I see a creeper way over there. I'm going to stay over here because I don't have my armor on. Yeah, we have I think it's 4x4 or 5x5 cursed earth area. We get pretty consistent spawns, but I mean, I would have to have something that would push them down the hole. Most times they're probably just not going to wander down there quick enough for me to actually get turned around. We don't have fans from open blocks anymore. That's not a thing. Yeah, see, this is the problem. Soul Fray seems too long to keep up with the tier 3 orb making. It is. It's 20 seconds when you get hit with it. It goes 2019 really quick. And the basic problem, it's been 1 minute. The basic problem is that it's too long of a padding out of your time. You cannot get blood back into the altar quick enough to keep up with the rate at which the altar is using the blood and putting it into the would-be orb object. That's the problem. Yeah, so I think it's either going to has to be self-sacrifice or you sacrifice mobs on the altar. One of the two.
Hold on, what's going on here?
What's going on where?
The power is way low. What's going on? The battery here is nearly completely out, and apparently it's not being filled by the solar panel. Is now. Took out the solar panel and put it back. Now it's working again.
There you go. I have no clue why that happened. Okay, so we have been off for 2 minutes, off our armor. Let's say theoretically it is an invisible buff. This is completely buffed up. I've had my armor long enough that all those buffs would have timed out. I go over here. Soul Fray, 20 seconds. It's not it. It is a built-in mechanic because we're using the incense. Which means we are going to have to improve, either not use the incense or improve the rate at which we get blood while using the incense. That's it. Are there other ways of getting a decent regen so you can... I don't want to get regen, because if I get regen, and I don't have regen right now, I have other health boosting effects. I do not have, strictly by the game rules, regeneration. If we're looking for something else that would give a similar style of effect, I actually don't know what it is. People are saying Ender IO Attractor Obelisk can make the people go down the hole. That's the problem. If you actually have it high up above the hole, they will stop next to the hole and look at it. And Ender IO Attractor Obelisks are not foolproof. Did you increase your incense any further so that it gives you enough of a boost that you'd be able to keep up? It's not going to give me the incense. It's not going to give me enough of a boost to keep up with it innately at tier 2. Because I'm stuck at tier 3 too. This is the problem. I can't get to tier 3 yet. I need the tier 3 orb before I can make the next material that goes here that makes this all a tier 3 incense garden. That's why I'm stuck. So I have to get the orb in order to do anything else tier 3 related first. But I need the stuff from tier 3 to get the orb. And this is the exact same problem we ran across in the old Blood Magic in 1.7.10. I cannot tell you how many times, and I'm being brutally honest here, I cannot tell you how many times I had to cheat to get past tier 3. Or get into tier 3. Just because I'm not a hardcore player. Yeah, see, self-sacrifice, if I replace all of these with runes of self-sacrifice, and this is the benefit, if you look at this now, rune of self-sacrifice, right? It uses the original stone. So all I have to do is go get, I'm going to have to make a whole bunch of tier 2 slates, but after I make a big swat of tier 2 slates, it's going to be, let me think, one of those, that's 20 on the outside, we're at 5, 10, 15, 20. So I need 28 tier 2 slates. And once I make 28 of those slates, then I can pull all the stones up, get a whole bunch of normal smooth stone and glowstone, which we have, make a whole bunch of self-sacrifice runes, put them all back down, and then try again. And we'll probably get a much better yield. But I don't have time for that right now because we're already over on time. Okay. We have made vast amounts of progress, and Cuts actually has a second floor for us, which is awesome.
Yep.
So now we come over here, and
Any
we...
more torches, though? Need to make more of them. Because right now it's... Yeah, there's still areas unlit.
Hey, don't need torches. Use that thing.
Ugh.
Use it.
Ugh.
I know it's ugly. Use it anyway. Okay. Yeah, these look really swank. I like the way these ceilings came out. I love the cross beams. You do have some... Never mind. Yeah. Okay, I see. Cross connects, goes around the corner. Excuse me, Mr. Chest. These are going to be where the work areas are. There's going to be storage drawers up here. They're going to be able to right-click, shift right-click, or left-click, whatever. And we're going to have pipes coming down here in the middle that are going to go up, and they're going to cross-connect over. They'll be either buried in the ceiling or whatever. But actually, no, we could bring them down through these and hide them with conduits, and then bring them over and across behind all of the actual drawers. Or just connect them to one storage drawer controller hidden right here that'll be touching the back of all of these drawers. So that'll work too. There's a lot of different ways we can do it. Anyway, there's going to be machines over here, resources up there, same over here. Machines, resources, both sides. It's going to be very cool. And I can't wait to get it implemented.
There's going to be more floor here, but this is just... The staircase will be here, so I haven't filled in the area. I'm not sure what I want to do with it yet.
Okay.
The only bit will actually be a hole a bit above the teleport. This section will have no floor.
Yeah, no second floor. And you're going to do stairs. Are you going to do stairs coming from here? Up? That way?
I'm not sure whether they should be from that side or the other. I'm thinking having the two staircases next to each other, one going up, one going down. You know, so it's like you then duplicate it on the floor above, and where it comes up, you go around.
Stairs are stairs are unidirectional. I mean omnidirectional.
No, I mean like here, you would have it going up to the next floor, and on this side, you'd have it going down to a floor below. So on the floor above that, it would be like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So you're saying. But either way, it works. Okay. Let's swap over to face cam here real quick. I'm gonna catch up on chat. Do a double altar like in VC3. You mean my quad altar? That quad altar was a maddening concoction of my own imagination that shouldn't have worked, but it did. It doesn't really work in these cases though, because basically you're using 4 times as much blood in the same amount of time. The only reason it works in VC3 is because we have Project E. And guess what everybody hates here in ForgeCraft? Project E. So that's not an option. Runes of efficiency, so we don't lose progress. What he doesn't want his house to look like is my VC3 base. Yeah, no kidding. So yeah, basically we're gonna have to go self-sacrifice or create a monster spawner on top of it. I don't want to do a monster spawner on top of it, so I'm just gonna do self-sacrifice. It'll work. I wonder if there's a way to make a chisels and bits enclosure for the new lights. Oh. The NEW, no. Those basically, if you start putting stuff in the same block spaces, then they break. So no, not enough ones. Did anyone else show 7 Days to Die from the stream thumbnail? Sugar Bear, if you actually do see the wrong thumbnail, that is on YouTube's side of things. They're still trying to correct that. No way to fix it. Yeah, it's a YouTube bug. It's a known issue. They do know about it though. That's good. Okay. I'm going to call it here. This is my last normal live stream of the week, the last scheduled one. I'm tempted to do an unscheduled one on Saturday evening. I don't know if I'm going to. The best place to keep your eyes for it is either on my Twitter, @Vagram, or go to vagram.com, and there is a streaming schedule thing in the top menu. It's got my schedule, what stuff is scheduled for the day, as well as the rest of the week. Go there, learn, enjoy. Otherwise, I say go over to Vagram.com and look at like the forums. On the forums, we've got links to the League of Ordinary Gamers Discord, etc., etc. Just join the community, mingle, hang out, and we'll have some fun. I'm going to see you folks later. Oh, wait a minute. Did you ever use the volcanic furnace in Ganny's Nether? Trash can that gave you 20 lava, millibuckets of lava per item destroyed. I actually do remember it, but I didn't use Ganny's Nether a lot because I kind of thought it was a buggy mess. Personal opinion. So yeah, keep on rocking, Vagram. I will try to catch the next one. Tuesday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, or Tuesday evening, this time. Those are basically my next scheduled live streams. I will see you folks later. Have a good evening. Got any parting words of wisdom, Mr. Cutts?
Not particularly, no.
That
Too many
counts.
slabs. Too
Yep.
busy making bits.
His brains are chiseled and bits out. Okay, we'll see you folks later. Bye.